Instagram. Hi, Instagram. It is July 10th, about 7:15. And I know I have not checked in so long, and I have been feeling so convicted about not checking in and not being accountable for where I am in my journey, even though I'm posting on a regular. Hey, Danielle, how are you, friend? Even though I'm posting on a regular, I haven't done a official check-in. So this whole week I was like, I need to check in, but I did not check in. So I said, I was just kind of laying here, just kind of spending time with my daughter. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go live and I'm going to check in from my bed because we are just hanging out. What's wrong? What's wrong, little girl? First of all, she's doing good. I'm glad you're doing good this morning. I'll get this evening. So this is Olympia. She has surgery this week. She is back to normal. She is all the way turned up and a little bit extra like her mama. So, but I'm glad that she's doing well. She's doing completely well. So anyway, so one thing that I tell my clients all the time, I'm a therapist. And so one of the things that I do with my clients, a lot of times my clients have experienced, yes, that's your buddy. A lot of my clients have experienced some type of trauma or some type of dysfunction, and they all are trying to kind of remedy the effects of what they've experienced in their life. And as you are kind of going about trying to change your life and retrain your brain, so to speak, one of the things that I have them do all the time, and I actually do this a lot too, and I wanted to practice doing it today, is sitting in successful moments. So sitting in the moment. So what do I mean by that? So what I mean by that is, we always are beating ourselves up. We are always not really showing ourselves grace. When we mess up, we wallow in that mess up. We wallow in self-pity sometimes, even depending on who you are. We wallow in that self-pity. We wallow in just the mess, right? So when I say sit in the moment, what I mean is sit in the positive moments. What I mean is allowing yourself to experience your success, allowing your brain to connect with your success, allowing your brain to connect with the mastery of whatever moment that you experienced. So this morning, you guys all know that I tried something new. Well, if you're following up my page, you know that I tried something new. I went skating for the first time ever in my life. And that was something new. So that's huge for me. And so instead of just kind of moving really quickly past that moment and just kind of letting it just kind of slide and float in the air. No, I want to sit in this moment. I want to sit in this success. I want to sit in how good this moment feels, because when I sit in the moment, my brain connects with it, because our brain is so important. Our brain is so beautiful the way that we're all wired. So our brain, every single day that we live, our brain is going about forming new neural pathways, new neural connections based on the experiences that we had. So my brain on today formed some new connections that, skating is great. Getting people to support you is great. It's not always, people will not always not support you. So my brain got all, actually, there was one girl there this morning that I had like a little bit of a beef with, and I connected with her again, and it was a great experience. And so that kind of taught my brain something even. That taught my brain that it's okay and I could trust her a little bit more. All I'm saying is that our brain is always looking to form new connections if we allow them to. But the way that you strengthen that connection is by sitting in the moment. So I want to just sit in the moment that I tried something new and it was successful. I tried something new. I enjoyed it. It was a little scary, but I did it and it felt great. I felt like accomplished. Even though it was something totally new. And so I'm just sitting in that moment because, sometimes I can be very fearful and sometimes I don't like to try new things, but I did and I had a good experience. And so I want to encourage you that if you have ever struggled with fear of any kind, one way that you can get over fear is by, number one, establishing small steps. I made that post the other day about starting small or going smaller. Sometimes we have these big goals that we try to accomplish, and the goals are very intimidating. And so because they are so intimidating, they're very stressful to us, and we just don't do it at all because our brain kicks into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. And so in order to overcome that, you break whatever the goal is down into palatable steps that are not as intimidating as the huge goal, and your brain is going to kick back into normal. You okay? Yes. So your brain will be your brain will be healthier. It will respond and not in a stress response because it is not scared. It's not intimidated. It doesn't feel threatened by whatever your goal is. So that was one of the things that I did with this whole skating thing. I broke it down into smaller steps. One day I bought the skates. That was step one for me because I've never bought skates before. So one day I bought skates. The next day I put the skates on. The next day I went around in my house and I just literally just practiced standing up in the skates. And that was like a 5-minute thing. For 5 minutes, I just practiced standing up. And then the next day I practiced, okay, let me try to fall. So I would just practice small things until I got really comfortable with it. And then it wasn't a threat for me. It wasn't intimidating for me. So small steps in the right direction helps you to break down things and make them less intimidating and less stressful for you. So that is my, I guess my talk for today, my Taisha talk for today. Let me do my check-in. So, you guys know that I registered for the Be Amazing podcast, the Be Amazing showcase. That was great. Number 2, you guys saw that, I did that interview with the Be Amazing podcast. I want to say that I did that when my child was maybe 3 months or 4 months, and she's 15 months now. So that has been over, a year ago? Maybe not so long ago. Maybe about 8 months ago, I did that podcast recording. And so they're just now releasing it. And I love that they're just releasing it because it gave me, first of all, it came on the day that she had the surgery. And I was stressed out. So I was really glad to see something that was really uplifting for me and motivating for me. So that it came right on time. And then it also came at a time where I'm like, what am I going to do? How am I getting myself together? So that gave me a little bit of boost of motivation as well. Because in the podcast, I talk about how my goal is to be amazing, to participate in the podcast. Loose skin, cellulite and all. I'm putting it all out there. I'm going to be bodaciously loving my body on that day. Not worrying about what it looks like. Just thinking about the fact that, you know what? I am who I am. My body is what it is. And that's what it is. So I'm excited about that. One of the things that I tried to do this week was I'm going to do the most, and I am buying angel wings, but I tried to put it in the order because I was having a hard time finding a person that makes the costumes. So I found somebody in Atlanta, but they charge a lot for those feathers. And then I started YouTubing tutorials, the DIY tutorials, and I saw that it's not that difficult to make on my own. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to try to put on my creative hat and make my own feathers and see how that comes out. So I'm going to buy all this stuff, and it's going to be like a lot less. I'm going to save a lot more money. So, yes, I'm going to do that. And I don't know about this swimsuit. We'll see about the swimsuit, depending on how my weight loss goes. So when I was talking about my goal for July is to get out of my eating box, what I mean by that is that, intuitive mindful eating is not necessarily about weight loss. And so when I say get out of my eating box, what I mean by that is allowing myself to eat to lose weight as opposed to eat to just maintain my weight, because that is, I don't know. It's mental for me. I don't know why it's so mental for me. I don't know why it's so mental for me. But getting out of my eating box, meaning eating to lose weight, meaning that I'm going to have to track macros a little bit more. I haven't tracked macros in so long. It's now a little bit scary to do it, because what tracking macros means to me, it means that I'm going to restrict myself so much that I'm going to want to binge. And if I binge, then that means that I'm going to blow up and I'm going to be over 300 pounds again. So that's the association. I was talking earlier today about neural connections, right? That's the connection that my brain has, that restricting or manipulating macros equals weight gain over time for me. Even though in the short term, it means weight loss, but in the long term for me, it means weight gain, because that has been my experience. But it doesn't have to be that way, because what I have been talking to myself about, if I combine the both of them, if I am staying mindful, sorry, you guys, if I am staying mindful, even though I am manipulating my macros some, if I'm still staying mindful, I can know when I'm headed for a binge or wanting to binge, and I can just allow myself the grace to eat what I want in that moment, and it won't throw me off. So, I have to, for me, get rid of the all or nothing thinking still. Like, I still think in that whole all or nothing thinking, and I don't like that I do that, but I do. And so I have to always be mindful of when that all or nothing thinking creeps back in for me and put it in check for me. And so that's what I've been doing. And I think I'm there. And it's taken 21 weeks to get there. It's horrible that it's taking so long, but it just is what it is. So now I gotta just do it, right? And I keep saying that I just gotta do it. So now I just gotta do it. So, all right, but that's my check-in. I got on the scale. I lost a little bit of weight, not a ton, but I lost some, which is a good thing. It just shows that I'm making some progress, which I always want to see progress. But I'm not gonna tell you how much. I'm still over 200 pounds. No, and I'm trying to be under 200 pounds. That's my goal. So I think that's it. I think that's my check-in. Anybody that's on want to check in? Want to tell me how they're doing? I know I haven't checked in so long. I'm going to try to get back to my regular check-ins, which were Saturday mornings, because on Sunday mornings I want to go to church. And I'm going to church tomorrow, you guys. I'm going to go try this new church. They are now fully open to everyone. So I'm going to try this church. It's in Raleigh, North Carolina. Me and my daughter are going to go. My son is with his dad. My son has been traveling, you guys. I hadn't seen my son. I saw him today. I hadn't seen him in about 2 or 3 weeks. He was traveling. He was out of town. He went to about 2 or 3, maybe 4 different states. And now he's home, and he's going to come back home tomorrow to go back to school. He's in summer camp. So I'm excited about seeing him at home. And I think that's it. I think that's my check-in. I think that's all I want to say. Is that all I want to say? Olympia, is that all I want to say? Yeah. All right, you guys. I will check in next week for week 22. Pray for me that I have a great week. Pray for me that I have a good week. And I pray that you have a great week that accomplishes all of your goals. Thank you. Bye-bye.